The first question. Something has happened to me through you, but it is something which is inexpressible. What is that? I don't know. But even then, it is there. The human mind tends to convert every experience into a question. That's a very destructive step. Please avoid it. Here near me, the whole purpose is to know that which is not knowable, to know that which is not expressible, to know that which cannot be put into words. When it starts happening, don't make a problem out of it. Don't create a question out of it. Because your very questioning will become a stopping. Then your mind had started something else. Then you are distracted. When it starts happening, enjoy it. Love it. Be nourished by it. Savor it. Dance it, sing it, but don't make a question about it. Just be it and allow it total space. It will grow. It needs a space in you to grow. Don't be in a hurry to make a theory out of it. Theories are very dangerous. They can kill the child in the womb. The moment you start thinking in terms of analyzing, knowing what it is and what it is not, and comparing and labeling, you are moving towards an abortion. You will miss something that was going to grow. You killed it. Don't be suicidal. Don't be analytical. Just allow it. Feel its presence, but not with the mind. Feel its presence with your totality. Let your heart be open to it. And it will grow. And in that very growth, by and by, understanding will come. Understanding is not going to come through analysis, through thinking, through brooding, through logic. Understanding is going to come by more and more deeper experience. You say something has happened to me through you, but it is something which is inexpressible. Let it be so. Be happy, you are blessed. When something inexpressible starts happening, then you are on the right track. You are moving towards God, the ultimate mystery. Whenever you have something within you which you cannot understand, that simply shows something bigger than you has entered in you. Otherwise you could have understood it. You could have figured it out. Something bigger than the mind has penetrated you. A ray of light in the dark soul. A ray of light in the dark night of the mind. The mind cannot comprehend it. It is beyond its understanding, but not beyond understanding. Remember, beyond the understanding that is possible for the mind, but not beyond understanding, because there is understanding which is not of the mind. the understanding of the total organ, of your total being, of your totality. But that comes not by analysis, not by dissection. It comes by absorbing the experience. Eat it. That inexpressible has to be eaten by you. Jesus says to his disciples, eat me. That's what he means. Eat the inexpressible. Eat the unknown. Digest it. Let it circulate into your blood. Let it become part of you. And then you will know. And the knowing will arise as suddenly as the experience has arisen. Now a ray has entered in you. Allow it to become part of you. Only then you will understand it. This understanding is not the understanding that you have been acquainted up to now. You have known only the mind and its ways. It labels things very immediately. Whenever you ask, what is this? What you are asking really? You see a bush and a flower, you say, what is this? And somebody says a rose bush, and you think you have understood. Just somebody has uttered a word, rose, and you think you have understood. But if you don't know the name, you feel a little disturbed. That unknown flower confronts you, challenges you. You feel that your prestige is at stake. Because that unknown flower continuously says to you, you don't know me. So what kind of knowledge is yours? You don't know even me. That flower goes on hitting hard in you. You start feeling disturbed. You want to know so that you can finish with this challenge. You go to the library, you look at the books, at the Encyclopedia Britannica, you find out what is the name of this rose. It is rose? Okay. You have labeled it. Now you can go at ease. But what have you done? Just by putting a word on the rose bush, do you think you have understood it? You have lost one opportunity of understanding. You have lost one great challenge. Because remember well, the name rose is given by man to the rose bush. The rose bush does not know the name at all. If you talk about the rose bush to the rose bush will not understand it. What you are talking about, what nonsense you are talking about. The rose bush has no name as far as the bush itself is concerned. The name is given by others, given by people like you who cannot tolerate the unknowable anywhere. The unknowable is such an uneasy thing, so uncomfort it creates. You see somebody, you say, who is this man? And then somebody says, he is a Chinese or a African or a Japanese, and you are getting at ease. What you have known just by saying that he is a Chinese. There are millions of Chinese. 800 millions. And no other Chinese is like him. In fact, nothing exists like the Chinese. There are millions and millions of Chinese, each individual, unique, different. Each has his own signature, his own being. What have you understood by labeling a man? He is a Chinese. But you feel at ease. What religion he belongs to? He is a Buddhist. Another label has come into your hands. You know a little more now. to what party he belongs. He is a communist still. Few labels you gather, and then you think you have known the man. Is knowledge so cheap as the mind thinks? Labeling is not knowledge. Labeling is a way to avoid the opportunity that was open. You could have known the man if you have got involved with him. You could have known the rose bush if you have meditated alone with it. If you have allowed its fragrance to enter into your nostrils and into your heart. If you have touched it with love. If you had a communion with this rose bush, you may have known something. I don't say you can know the rose bush totally. If you can know a single rose bush totally, then you have known the whole universe, because in the single rose bush the whole universe is involved. The sun and the moon and the stars and the past and the present and the future. All time and all space is converging on that small rose flower. If you can know it in its totality, you would have known the whole universe. Then nothing is left behind. Each small thing is so great. And when something like an unknown flower starts blooming within you, don't be in a hurry to dissect it. Don't put it on the table and cut it and start looking for the ingredients. Enjoy it. Love it. Help it to grow. A grace has descended upon you. You have become a Hasid. That is the meaning of Hasid. Grace.